in case somebody happens to join little late. So thanks a lot, all of you, for joining. My classes. As some of you already know, that I think Deepti and Vamshi, you are coming through Akshara. So I've been part of Akshara all these years, and apart from that, I also kind of conduct some corporate trainings and some online sessions on my own. Okay, so usually whenever I have time, I take the batches. With Subhash is my best friend. I go there and teach there, and if sometimes I'll be having some of my batches on my own. So we were waiting for a batch to start in Akshara, but somehow this time it could not materialize. So we could not get my students, and then I spoke to Subhash and said, anyway, I'm starting an online class, and then I'll just include these students into that batch. So he's fine. So that's how Deepti and Vamshi got added to this, batch. Other than that, the other folks will be joining. Okay, so feel free to contact me. 8904707877 is my mobile number. Preferably WhatsApp. Okay, no calls, please. Yeah, so just you know, because I might not be in a position to answer your call every time, or you can use my email ID, tutorpatil @gmail.com. Okay, so either you can use this, to basically post your queries, and in case if you have any issues, right, so you can basically write an email to this. Okay, yes, and we will be creating, I have already created a WhatsApp group, right, so most of you are part of that. Feel free to post your queries, any concerns into that about the timings, any questions, any areas where you got kind of blocked, etc. So I'll be happy to help you out. And as all of you are part of that group, you don't have to wait for me to come and pitch in case if you have faced such problems, and if you already were able to resolve it, then you can feel free to pitch in and uh, post your answer for that. Okay, so there is a WhatsApp group, and there will be an email group, so that will be created, right? So that is basically to share the code on the daily basis. Whatever we discuss over here, what I'll do is at the end of the class, I will I will basically share the code. Either I will upload it in Google Drive, or I will attach it over email, and I will send it to you. So at the end of every session, you will get these things. One is you will get the code, right? Meanwhile, when you're attending the session, you can feel free to write the code then and there and try to do it yourself. But I would encourage you to attend the class first, focus on the class, and then you'll be going through the video again, right? I'll be sharing the code, and then you need to practice on the same day. Next day when you come back, the first thing that we do is any issues that you're facing, or any areas where you're blocked, we'll just try to unblock. Then from there, we'll take the next session. Okay, so that's how it goes. So the code will be shared on the daily basis, and then all the videos, right? So what I'll do is at the end of the session every day, I have a YouTube channel. The channel name is Patil Java Selenium. Okay, this is a YouTube channel. So please, I would request all of you to subscribe to this, and feel free to share this with your colleagues, friends, relatives, whoever kind of into this testing field, so that they can also make use of it. It's absolutely kind of open source, and I am trying my level best to put, even though the videos that I put here are not kind of recorded, you know, especially for a kind of advertisement or promotions like that. It is just whatever sessions I take, I am just putting it over there. So I'm in a, in the process of kind of making a proper video, recorded video for both Java and Selenium. I will upload that over here as well in the YouTube, as well as I'm trying to put a course in Udemy, so that people who cannot attend live sessions can refer that. Anyway, so what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a playlist, and then you will be basically able to see the entire video of the session. Let us say we are meeting here for 1 hour or 1.5 hours every day. At the end of the day, what I'll do is I'll upload this video to YouTube. Then whenever you get the time later on in the day, you can just go to that video once again, and you have the code in front of you, you have the video, then you've already attended the class, and then what you need to do is you need to sit and basically practice and complete all the assignments that are there, and then you need to attend to the next session. Okay, so that is what is the plan. So you have all of this. So you have a WhatsApp group, you have a my mobile number, you can call me only on the need basis. I would prefer WhatsApp. I would really might not be in a position to answer your calls every time, so please don't mind if I'm not able to answer your call. See, this is something that I'm doing on my passion. Training, I've been into training all these years, almost past 12 years now. So yeah, so it is something out of my interest. I'm doing it. It is not to make a money, or it's not as a business point of view. It is just to help all of you, and put a lot of videos on YouTube and help the open source community. That is the goal. It's just because it's my passion, I'm into this. I'm not at all treating it as a business. I request all of you also to not to treat it as a business as such. At any point in time, if you think that you are not learning and you are not understanding, or if you think that uh, it is not worth, or not making much use of it, that feel free, and you can drop off any time. You can say that I'm not happy, I cannot continue, so just take your fees back, and happily I'll be happy to give you that back. Okay, at any point in time. Yeah, so even after the course gets over, if you think that you are not learned what is industry is looking for, if that is the case, even then you can come back and talk to me saying that, sir, you taught the whole Java and Selenium, but we are not up to the industry now, we cannot attend interviews. If that is the case, again you can come back and take your money back. Okay, so when I'm saying it, I really mean this. If you're not happy at any point in time, you can drop off, and you will get your 100% amount back. Okay, so you have a mobile, you have a email, you have a WhatsApp group, you have an email group, and at the same time you'll be getting the code and you'll be getting the videos, right? So you have all this support. Okay, so that's nothing stopping you to learn. Okay, I can see one more person just joined in. May I know who is this? Is it Preeti? Preeti, are you able to hear me? I don't know who is this. Preeti or Arun? Can you please speak out?
Sir, this is Arun, sir.
Okay, Arun. Hi, Arun. So are you able to hear me, Arun?
Yes, Arvind.
Arvind, right? So Arvind.
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay. Are you able to hear me, Arvind, properly?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Are you able to see? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. We kind of just started, Arvind. So we were just discussing about what are the various ways in which you can get in touch with me. Okay, so because this is going to be an online class. Uh, yeah, so you this is my number, and my email ID, and there's a WhatsApp group. You are already part of it, and there's an email group which I'll be creating, sharing the code every day on the daily basis. At the end of the session, I'll be uploading the videos to YouTube. Right. So this is what these are the various uh, means by which we can all be get in touch. Okay. Yeah. So all right. So this being the first session, I would like to take this opportunity. So I have you can call me as Patil. Okay. So S.A. Patil, and like most of you, I'm an engineering graduate. Okay, and I have close to 12 years of experience in IT. Right. Mainly, I've been into testing all these years. I started my career with HP, and after that, I was with Yahoo. I was with Yahoo for quite a long time. I was part of the Yahoo Mail automation team, and then I was with Symantec. I was with Symantec for almost close to 6 years. You might have heard Symantec. It is into network and antivirus and security. Uh, and then currently I'm working with a very big MNC. I am not supposed to share the name of the company where I'm working currently, so I'm just trying to hold that for now. uh, but all these years I've been into testing. Okay, so I have exclusively worked on functional testing, that is manual testing, and I've majorly worked on test automation, that too mainly on the UI automation. So using tools like QTP. Initially I was using QTP, and then test complete. There is a tool, it is still there in the market. And majorly I have worked using, worked on Selenium using core Java. Okay, so these are my kind of expertise. I've designed a lot of frameworks, POCs, been kind of leading the team for automation. Okay, so you are not the first student, and this is not the first batch. You don't have to absolutely worry. I've handled, I don't even remember, maybe this is 500, 600 time I'm teaching core Java and Selenium. So you don't have to absolutely worry about that, right? This is just not to exaggerate about myself, but just to tell you the fact that I will take care of core Java and Selenium, right? So by the end of the course, I can tell you that let me use the whiteboard so that it is more like a traditional approach. So by the end of the course, you will become a champion in Java and Selenium, right? So you will be in a position to mention at least 2 years of experience in your resume. So 2 to 3 years is what I'll tell you. So you will be in a position to mention at least 2 to 3 years of experience in your resume, saying that for the past 2 years, 2.5 years, depending on the preparations that you put in. But at least this is a benchmark that I'm setting. By the end of the course, you will be in this position. Imagine that you're currently working. Vamshi is working on to manual testing now, so is having around 5 years of experience. Now what you can do is you can say that for the past 2 years I've been working on to automation using Selenium and core Java. Okay, so that way this course is to train you up to this level, right? So straight away after the course you can mention this experience and attend the interview. But in case if you're working in some other industry, or some of you Deepti, wherein she is kind of not working currently, so in that case maybe you will not, might not be in a position to mention the experience, but still this is the level to which you'll be trained to. Okay, so if you're trying to attend as a fresher, then straight away you are at this level, you can easily crack any interviews. After the course, any interview you attend, any company you go, maybe it is Amazon, Flipkart, whatever it is, you will be in a position to crack the interview. So that is what I can tell you. This is from the core Java and Selenium point of view, right? So there could be some puzzles asked, there could be some other questions. We will try to even try to discuss about them also. But whatever is related to automation, core Java plus Selenium, that I can assure you that you will be in a position to crack any interview you attend after the course. Okay, excellent. So this is what is about myself, and the good part is, apart from this 12 years of professional experience, what I've been doing is close to, I would say, 10 years now, right? So ever since I joined the IT industry, prior to this, IT, I was working with the manufacturing industries. There I worked, almost for 5 years there. I completed my engineering in the year 2001, and after that, I spent some time around 5 years in the manufacturing industry. After that, now this is almost 12 years in the IT industry. Okay, so this is what it is. Once I joined this IT industry, what I've been doing is I've been conducting classes. I'm taking a batch in the morning, sometimes a batch in the evening, sometimes some corporate trainings, sometimes with some institutes like Akshara, MindQ, Q Spiders. Have been associated with a lot of institutes over here in Bangalore, and across India. So I've been kind of conducting classes online or live sessions or corporate training. So almost close to 10 years now, I've been into this training business. Okay, so I would say training profession rather than business. So uh, you are not the initial students, and this is not the first batch. As I said, I will absolutely take care of the course, and you don't have to worry about anything. So I would say, because this is a first class, I would say just feel free, right? And I would say that you absolutely don't worry anything about the contents. What are the contents that we are going to discuss in core Java, whether they are up to the industry mark or not, whatever we are learning here, are they going to help me or not, right? So I will take care of that. When I say content, it is syllabus, right? So I will absolutely take care of that. Okay, so it has been well designed to meet the industry standards, industry needs. Okay, so it will be taken care. And then don't worry about the contents, don't worry about the examples, don't worry about the projects that we'll be working on. All of that will be taken care. Okay, uh, as I said, I mean, timings is something that we need to come to a common understanding when all of you decide to join for this course, then we can finalize on the timing, whether it's going to be 8:30 to 9:30 or 8:30 to 9. So it can be like this. Let me tell you. So core Java, when I start teaching, right? So once we start the course, so core Java would go up to around minimum of 35 hours. Okay. So when I say 35 hours, this is 35 hours, right? It doesn't mean that 35 sessions. So now it depends on how much we are covering on the daily basis or on the weekly basis or whatever it is. So if it is going to be a weekdays batch, which is what we have planned for your batch, it is like, imagine that we are taking, let us say, 8:30 to 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., just as an example, 1 hour every day. So then this would go up to 35 days. Okay. In case if you're able to make it 9:30, I mean 10 o'clock, 1.5 hours, or maybe timing is something that we can decide at the end of this class. And in case if you are able to imagine there's a holiday, everybody is available, or maybe on a weekend, if all of you are available. It's not that I really want all of you to come and attend the class on a weekend. I would want to avoid that. But in case, imagine if we are lagging and we might have to cover some sessions, then I will be taking some sessions on the weekends or some holidays, so that we can cover the backlog. Okay. So 35 to 40, 35 hours is what we need for core Java, and after that I'll be starting with the Selenium. It is around 40 hours. This is what on the average side I'm taking. So 40 hours is what we need for Selenium. Okay. Now coming to the contents, I do have a copy of the contents. I'll share that with all of you. But now I'll assume that you don't know anything about core Java. You don't know even ABC of it. You don't know how to install, how to configure, how to run the simple hello world kind of a Java program. I will assume that you don't know anything about core Java, and from that, as a baseline, we will start it. Okay. So you don't have to absolutely worry saying that I don't have programming language knowledge, I'm not from computer science background, I don't know programming, I don't know whether I'll be able to learn programming or not, programming looks a little difficult to me. All of that you don't have to worry. I would say keep them aside. You will be learning it from the scratch. If I can learn and I can teach, I can handle trainings, I can work on automation, design frameworks, you can also learn, right? So I will put all my experience and skills that I have, and make sure that you become a champion in core Java and Selenium. Okay. And then once I will talk about the contents in detail. For now, this is a kind of an overview, and then we'll start with the Selenium. Selenium is something, it's an automation tool basically. The Selenium tool itself is written in Java, and this is open source, right? Web application testing tool. Okay. So this is widely used in the market. Currently this is very, very widely used in the market. It is very, very popular. Okay. So if I have to tell you, so why is that it has become so popular? The first thing is it is open source. It is open source automation tool, right? So why Selenium is so popular is because of the open source. So when I say open source, can someone tell me what is this open source means? That we also have something called as open source and free, right? So what is the difference between these two? What is open source and what is free? Anybody, any idea? Okay. So when I say open source, yes. In case if you want to talk, you just need to unmute yourself and speak out. Okay. So when we say open source or free means what? You will basically, you can download the software and install it on your machine, and then you'll be able to use it. That is what is free is. Now, when we say open source, it is free. When we say open source is also free. But along with the application or the software that you'll download, they will also give you the source code of that. Right? Imagine you download a small game software and install it on your laptop or on your mobile. So there what you only get the application, you get the exe file or the installer apk file, you install it and then it will start working. But you will not be in a position to see the source code of that. What is the code which is used to develop that application, right? So you will not be in a position to customize that code and rebuild the application and all that. So you will just use it as it is. That's what is free is. But when it comes to open source, along with the software, you will also get the source code of it. That is why this name open source. Source is also open. So when you download the software, what you can do, you can customize it, you can rebuild that, and then you can rebuild according to your needs, and then you will be in a position to use it. Okay, so open source means the source is also made open to you. Okay, so that's what is open source is. Yeah, so Selenium is a open source. When I say open source, it will be free. So open source and a free automation testing tool used for web application testing, web application automation rather. So that is why it is kind of so popular, right? Because it is, first thing is, it is open source, and then other thing is why it has become so popular is this supports multiple programming languages. So you can write your automation code using core Java. When I say Java, it is core Java, or you can use C sharp, you can use Perl, you can use Python, right? You can use Ruby. So Selenium tool supports all these programming languages. Then it supports JavaScript also, right? So there are various programming languages which you can use to automate your application, automate your testing using Selenium, right? So that's why it has become so popular. And then the other reason why it has become so popular is it supports all the browsers. Okay, so you can automate your test cases using Chrome, right? Your test cases, automated test cases will run on Chrome. They can also run on Firefox. You will be also in a position to run on, say, Internet Explorer or Edge, right? Safari. Okay, so this is a best tool for doing the browser compatibility testing, right? So you might have heard there's something called as browser compatibility testing. So this is the best tool for doing the browser compatibility testing, meaning you write your automation pointing to one browser. Later on you just change the flag, and your test cases would still run on Firefox, Safari, IE, and other browsers. Okay, so then the other reason is this is why Selenium is so popular is because you can run your automation on any of the platforms. Okay, so you can run your automation on Windows PC, you can run it on Mac, you can run it on Linux or any flavors of Linux, Solaris, Ubuntu, Fedora, Oracle Linux, whatever it is. And then you can also run it on Android. So this is a tool for mobile automation as well. And then iOS. Okay, so it supports multiple platforms. Okay, so you can run your Selenium automation on any of these platforms. So when I say platform, it is mostly the OS is what we kind of consider, right? So ideally, platform means it is OS plus the processor that is there. That also matters, right? So basically, imagine if you're using Windows, Windows as the operating system, and then you are using, let us say, Intel i5 as a processor, then this makes a platform. Together, this makes a platform. Windows plus AMD, that makes another platform, right? So it is like that. It depends on the combination of OS and the processor which is there. So, but for all practical purposes, we say that when we say platform, it is mostly the OS is what we consider. Okay. Uh, yeah. So that's this. These are the reasons. And on the top of it, the Selenium is being initially it was developed by a company called as ThoughtWorks. The earlier versions of Selenium. I've been using Selenium for the almost past 10 years now. Okay, so earlier version of Selenium that was called as Selenium 1.0 or Selenium RC, that is remote control. So that was designed and developed by ThoughtWorks, and thanks to them, they made it open source. After that, what has happened is Google, those years was kind of emerging into IT, and then becoming a kind of pioneer in search and email and on the web mainly. So Google started heavily using Selenium those years. I was part of Yahoo, and Yahoo, even Yahoo those days was a leader, on the web. 10 years back, I'm talking. So we were using Java and Selenium for automating all our Yahoo Mail application. Okay, so that was entirely automated using core Java and Selenium. So Google and Yahoo and these companies started using Selenium heavily, and and Google, what it did, because it was open source, what Google did is it just took that tool, because it's open source, anybody can customize, and started customizing and heavily tweaking it so that it meets their needs. And then they released another version called as Selenium 2.0, which is also called as Selenium WebDriver. Now, this WebDriver is basically, written. I would not say it is developed by Google. Yes, it is developed by Google, but it is a kind of enhancement. It is kind of, on the top of whatever was there, RC was there. They built this WebDriver. So, but it was majorly contributed by Google. It was open source though. Different people have also contributed, but mainly it was by Google. And then Google started heavily using WebDriver, and then they released another version, which is not last year, 2 years back, Selenium 3.0. That is also Selenium WebDriver, but the version is 3.0. So the currently in the market, what we are using is Selenium 3.0. So we are using Selenium 3.14 some build number. So this is the version that is there in the market. Okay. And Google, for all its web products, like whether it's email, search, Hangouts, Messenger, there are a lot of products that Google is into. For all of them which are running on the web, Google is using Selenium WebDriver for automation. Whether they're using Java or C# or Go or Perl, that's a different story, but Selenium is a tool used for automation. Okay. And very soon we have seen an intimation by Google that they will be releasing another version of Selenium WebDriver, the latest version, which is called a Selenium WebDriver 4.0, which is about to come to market anytime. But it might take some time. But currently, what we are using is Selenium 3.0. Okay, so this is what it is, because Google is using it, and every company started using it, because most of the applications that we test nowadays, they're all mostly web-based and either
So
mobile.
we're using 3.0 or 3.14?
3 is a major version, Deepti. So, the build, this is a build number. This is what is the current build which is there in the. So every month they will be kind of releasing, a new build, right? So 3 is a major version, and 3.14, or it could be 3.15, whatever is there in the market. So based on that, we will be using that. Yeah. So let me just show it to you. So if you go to Google and then say, download Selenium. So see, the version that we're using is 3.141.59. So this was released even though a little long back, right? So usually, before this, if you see, every month there would have been a release. But why they are kind of holding on this 3 dot releases is because they are trying to release a new version, which is 4.0. And the good part is, for 4.0, the beta release is already out. That means people can download somewhere here, so you can download and you will be in a position to use it. But it's still beta, not released to the wider audience. But whatever is a stable version, that is this. Okay, so that is 3.14. Yeah, 3 is the major version, and this is what it is. See, this is what I was telling you: C#, Ruby, Python, JavaScript. There are other languages also, right? So, but these are the mainly languages which are supported. This is the official web page of Selenium, wherein you can bookmark this, and you will be you can get the source code, and you can customize it according to your needs. We will be talking about that. Don't worry for now, right? So, yeah, is that clear, Deepti?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So this has become so popular now because it is being maintained by Google, and Google is heavily investing on that. Every company now which is onto web, which is having their applications, designed web-based applications. So Selenium has become a choice for most of them because it's open source. It supports multiple browsers. You can automate using any of the programming languages. It can run on any of the platforms, right? So that is why Selenium is the first choice for most of the companies when it comes to automating a web-based application. Okay. Now, having said that, in case if you're having an applications like desktop application, when I say desktop, it is like maybe a SAP, where the application is a application which is deployed on local desktop, or it's a client-based application, but browser is not used as a client, right? So applications which are deployed locally. Just to give an example, maybe this is not the right example, but just to tell you. So if you're using, let us say, a calculator, okay, so this is an application which is developed by Microsoft, and which is available by default, on your Windows, with your Windows operating system. So if you are, let us say, want to automate this, for example, maybe you want to do say 7 plus some number, and then you want to automate this. So this is something that Selenium cannot handle. So Selenium can only automate whatever you can see on the web application, that is on the browser, right? Anything that runs on a browser can be automated using Selenium. Any desktop applications, any game softwares which are not running inside a browser, that is not using basically the HTML, right? So then they cannot be automated using Selenium, because more than 90% of the applications that we have today, they're all web based. That is why, right, Selenium has become so popular. But for some of the standalone applications like SAP or some game softwares or some desktop based application, healthcare applications, etc., Selenium cannot be used, right? So people still use tools like QGP and Test Complete and some other tools for that. Okay. uh, all right, so this is what is a quick overview that I just wanted to share in the first session. So now I will open it to you. I have taken a lot of time now, so ideally the sessions won't be like this, believe me. So we will have to make this interactive. Otherwise, it will become kind of one-sided. I'll keep on talking and you'll keep on listening, right? So it will go into that mode. I really don't want to do that. I will not be doing that as well. I'll ensure that all of you are involved. Yeah, so because this just was a kind of initial session, I thought of giving you an overview. So now it is up to you. Now one by one we will take it. Maybe we'll start one by one, and then I would like to know your qualification, your experience, in case if you have any experience on functional testing, manual testing, or any automation testing using any of the tools. So you have any exposures towards testing, manual testing? If not, then what has made you to learn this course, and why are you kind of so interested to learn Java and Selenium, right? So one by one, let us kind of start it. Maybe to first, yep, ladies first. Yeah, Deepthi, let us start from you. Yeah, Deepthi. So
Yeah, I already, I think I joined the class a little bit earlier and I spoke about
right.
myself.
Right. Maybe just to help others to know about you. So, can you just share your experience, and in case if you have any exposure towards automation tools or etc.
Yeah, I worked with Jetpack for a year as a manual tester,
Mm-hmm.
mostly on functional testing.
Mm-hmm.
And after a year, I just got married and I've been a full time mommy.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm like kind of getting back to the corporate world and just trying to update my whatever I had studied. I thought I should get into automation. So I
Right.
want to study core Java as well as understand Selenium and if possible later update myself to Python as well.
Okay. Wonderful. 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 Good to know about you, Deepthi. Welcome. Uh, all right. Yes. Who wants to go next? Arvind.
Sir,
Yeah. Hi, Arvind.
yes, Arvind, I am an engineering graduate, passed out
Okay.
2014. Sir, I have experience in IBMS executive. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
uh, my friend Raj recommended to join this course. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So. Uh, so Arvind, you don't have any exposure towards testing, right?
No, sir, no.
Okay. So so basically, this course needs you to have a little bit of knowledge on the functional testing. If I have to tell you, maybe I will use another slide. So. So basically, whether it is you or anyone who is joining to this course, so we would basically assume that you need to have some knowledge about the functional testing, that is manual testing. You should know what is testing is, right? So you should know uh, what is manual testing, how do we do manual testing, what is a test case, how do we write the test cases, right? And what is basically how do we report the defects, right? and then maybe some of the SDLC models are agile methodology, which is famous nowadays, popular. And then we will go into automation. Then we can understand what is the need of automation and how we can learn automation. Okay, so so I would want, I mean, maybe if required, maybe we can have few sessions offline for some of you who are coming from other background. Okay, so but you should know about them. That will really help you. Maybe not immediately, but initially we'll be only learning about core Java programming language. Down the line, when we start automation using Selenium, it is better for you to know about these things. Okay, so I would say just start exploring about these areas. Or if you find it difficult, I will take some sessions for some of you offline. Okay, so but you should know what testing is, how the testing is done, manual testing is done, how do we write test cases, how do we write defect reports, what is test planning, what is software development life cycle, and then what is automation and why automation is there in the market, why we can't do only manual testing, things like that. Okay, so Arvind, now so tell me, so you might have to spend some extra time offline to get the exposure to all these areas. Okay, so you have any idea, Arvind, about manual testing?
Yes, sir.
You have idea?
Yes, sir. I have.
Have you done any course or something like that?
No, sir, but I have.
You
Idea.
have idea? You
Yes, sir.
studied in your academics?
No, sir.
Okay, so I would say maybe just spend some time and try to explore on these areas as well. We have anyway a lot of time, around 30-35 hours before we complete core Java, so you can just try to explore these areas, and then you'll be fit to attend automation classes as well. Okay, so if you find any difficulty, if you need any help, I'll be happy to help you offline for these areas as well. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Arvind. So, all right, I'll come to the timing at the end of this class. So, yes, Vamshi, can you go ahead, please?
Yeah, hi everyone, this is Vamsi. I have 7 years of experience in IT. I have moved from QA to BA role. So, since I had manual testing experience, I just want to upskill and learn automation as well.
Okay, wonderful. So, you have experience and exposure to testing, right, Vamshi? Manual testing?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So you and Deepti are perfect suit for this course. Even though Arvind and I'm not sure about Vijay, I will ensure that you also, both of you, also come to the level. Good. Thanks, Vamshi, and you're joined the right place. Vijay, yes. Can you please go ahead? Okay, Vijay, I think he's not able to speak, meaning some issue with the microphone. Okay, all right. Maybe I'll take your introduction tomorrow, Vijay. Yeah, thanks for that. No worries. All right. So now coming to this is what was the introduction that I just wanted to share. Okay. So, and you need to be good in these areas, as I told you, test cases, you know, defect reporting, agile methodology, and what is automation. And you should know some of the terminologies like smoke testing or sanity testing, right? And then you should be knowing about regression testing, right? Then it really makes sense to learn what is automation is. Okay, all right. So anyway, if you don't also, no worries, I will try to help you offline. We will have some sessions around that, and then I'll ensure that testing, manual testing as well. Okay, cool. So this is what it is. So yeah, now coming to the crucial part. How about the timing? So as of now, we are meeting here at 8:30 a.m. and up to maybe 10 a.m. if it suits all of you, right? Or I'm flexible, I'm open. If you say maybe we can have it little early in the morning, or maybe after this also, I'm fine. So I have little flexible hours in my office. I can go, and only thing is I need to complete my work. I need to slog some hours there. So even if I go at 10 o'clock, I'll ensure that I'll spend some time till late night, and that I'll manage. But now it is you need to decide whether this timing suits all of you or not. Okay, so Vamshi, uh, Yeah, tell me. So 8:30 to 10 is okay, or maybe we tell me.
Can we have 8 to 9:30?
8 to 9:30 is what Vamshi is saying. Okay. Uh, yeah. This is Vamshi. Let me. But 8:30 to 10 would be a little late for you, Vamshi.
Well, not exactly. Just preferring 8 to 9:30.
Let's see. Let's see. Let us finalize on that. But you're still okay with 8:30 to 10 also, right? See, when I say 10, maybe we can keep it up to 9:30 also, 9:45 also, right? So
Okay.
yeah. Uh, so but 8:30 to 9:45 is that also okay with you, Vamshi, or it is not okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, right? All right, wonderful. Okay, so now Arvind, tell me. So what is the time that you want?
8:30 to 10.
8:30 to 10 is fine with you? Okay, so what is your office timings?
Uh,
You're currently working, Arvind? You said you're working in some other area.
yes, yes. I'm looking. I plan to 5 minutes.
So you can manage this, right? 8:30 to 10?
Yes, I can manage.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Deepti, yes. So what about you, Deepti? What is the time that you're looking for? Maybe now or maybe for Selenium or you know. So which is a convenient time for you?
The convenient 8:30 to 10.
8:30 to 10 is okay with you also. Okay, wonderful. How about Vijay? Vijay cannot speak. He is saying, okay. So Vijay, what is the timing? Okay, 8:30 is okay with you? Wonderful. So if he says that 8:30 is okay, then we can basically keep it at 8:30, right? So I'm just waiting for him. Okay, all right. Looks he also is fine. So for now, tentatively, I'm keeping it at 8:30. Okay. So Vijay, can you please confirm again if it's okay for you over the chat? 8:30 is okay for you. Vijay, can you please ping on the chat? All right. So 8:30 is what I'm kind of keeping it for now. Okay. So unless there's a change in the timing, ideally not. Once the batch gets kicked off, once the batch starts, we'll not change the timing. Before even starting the batch, I'll kind of take everybody's convenient time, and then based on that, we'll start the course. So if 8:30 is what, if all of you are agreeing, then we will go ahead with 8:30. Okay. So in case if you want it to be changed maybe a bit early or a bit late, we can work it out, right? So that's always kind of flexible. Okay. I'm waiting for another one or two students. There is one girl she said she'll be attending, but not sure about the timing. She is attending from Australia, and uh, that's why there is a little kind of time zone difference. So I'll have to check with her. 8:30 would be okay for her. It will be afternoon for her, and she might be in the office. I'll just check and I'll confirm by tomorrow, right? So whatever it is, but for now we are kind of going ahead with 8:30 to 8:30 onwards, right? So whether it's 9:45, 10, or 9:30, that we will see. Okay. Yeah, this is a one thing. And anything else, I will just keep it open now. Any other questions, concerns? We shall discuss it out. Uh, in case if you have any questions, concerns, what you would like to, maybe in case if you want to get the clarity, or if you have anything in mind that you are looking to learn, right? So please feel free. And in case if you have any of your friends, colleagues, please refer them, so that once the batch starts, see, I have a Zoom license. I mean, it's a pro license. It can scale up to 100 students, right? So but anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is, once the batch starts, if somebody wants to join the middle, it might be a little difficult to kind of give them the backlog and try to bring them up to this level, right? So they might have to manage using the videos, etc. So it will be better, in case if you have anybody and you have already spoken to the trainer, you already seen what you'll be learning here, right? So if you're happy, please refer so that they can also learn, along with you. You can learn, you can learn together basically. Okay. All right. So what else? Anything else that you'd like to know? I know we haven't kind of started. Tomorrow onwards, we'll be straight away starting with core Java. Okay. Installing core Java, setting up core Java, and then we will be writing our first core Java program. Okay. So any questions, anybody? Any questions, concerns, anything that you would like to know? Deepti. So Deepti, you said you might not be in a position to attend for initial tomorrow or few days. You are traveling. You said, uh,
Tomorrow I'm leaving. Tomorrow actually I'll be in Tirupati. If
okay,
I can get online, my train lands in the morning. If I can get online, well and good.
that's fine.
Yeah, but if I am like if I'm we're going to start the darshan early, then
Right.
I will not. But
No,
I think I will be able to do it.
okay, you just give a try. Let's see.
Yeah,
Right. After that, anyway, I'll be uploading the
it's
video
just a
and
day. It's just a day's matter.
right. From day
And
after tomorrow, you will be in a position to attend. This timing
yeah,
suits you. Okay.
yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, but
How?
I'll be. I think I can get online on my phone.
Mhm.
So I've already downloaded the app. So I'll be able to, I think, positively be able to get online from Tirupati as well.
Wonderful, Deepti. Wonderful. Yeah, just try if it's
Yeah,
possible, attend it. Otherwise, for tomorrow, only one session, you can manage to go to the video and learn
yeah.
it. Right.
Okay. Yep.
All right. And day after tomorrow, you'll be back, Deepti.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tomorrow, the same night, and we are just leaving, and
oh,
Wednesday
oh,
morning, I'm back.
okay, wonderful. Then it should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, I understand. Especially ladies, you have priority. You need to take care of your home activities, right? So household work. Uh, I don't know whether 8:30 would be a little early for you, or maybe you will be. That is a crucial period where people, your husband, kids, everybody is going to office, schools, and also. I hope it's okay, right? 8:30, you will be able to manage Dipti every day.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Wonderful. Okay, Arvind. So hope you'll be able to attend tomorrow 8:30.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, how about um Vijay says that he wants to learn a little bit on the manual testing as well. Sure, Vijay. I'll surely, as I discussed, I will try to help you out, you and Arvind, to get some exposure on the manual testing. But hope 8:30 you will be fine. Vijay, you said you're fine. Okay. Uh, yeah. About manual testing, we will anyway talk. Okay.
Same here. Patil sir, even
Yeah.
I would like to be a part of the manual testing
Uh huh.
sessions.
Hmm.
Um, I want to. I want to learn ALM and Jira.
Okay.
So, yeah, those are some new tools that have come into the market. And which I haven't worked on.
Right. Right. So yeah, so basically, see, when I say manual testing, that is functional testing, that is just to give you an overview about how testing happens. How manual testing is done in the industry, like how do we write test cases, how do we report the defects.
Those things I'm aware. Yeah.
Right, right. So I will not be specifically kind of covering any tools here, like maybe ALM or Jira or Bugzilla, things like that. It is just to give you a overview, and then bring the students to the level of what is the need of automation, why do we need to go for automation, what is regression testing, why regression has to be automated, things like that. So
Okay.
it is not specifically concentrating on any tools or methodologies as such. Right? This is just an overview. Yeah. But in
Okay.
case if you need any help on ALM and Jira, so feel free. I'll be kind of try to help you out offline.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. So Vamshi, from tomorrow, will that be okay for you?
Yeah, it's okay. I can
Okay.
join 8:30.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Okay. So now, finally, this is as I said. this is just a hobby or a passion that I'm doing it. But having said that, uh, so I'm kind of thinking of I don't know what is so usually I involve with other institutes, and they decide the fees and they decide everything. So mostly I don't want to get into those monetary kind of things, right? But still, because this is something that we are kind of starting on my own. So after many days, I would say, all these years I was kind of associated with multiple institutes. So I'm thinking of because it should not happen that so you will not be also having kind of interest, or so you will not be having a little bit of dedication unless you really pay some fees for it. So I'm thinking of making it as 10K for both core Java and Selenium. Okay, so, and let me tell you, this is not the final amount. This is not that you have to pay 10K before you attend even first session, nothing like that. uh, so if you're planning to attend only core Java, then maybe it will come down to 5K. And if you're planning to attend Selenium, that will be another 5K. And when you want to pay it, you take your time, take 3, 4, 5 sessions, attend. If you're comfortable, pay it. If you're not able to pay at one shot, if you want to pay in 2 installments, 3 installments, 4 installments, anything is fine. Even if you don't want to pay is also fine. Okay, so don't leave the course just because you're not able to pay the fees, right? So I'm just doing it, as I said, not to make a lot of money out of it. It is just to help you out. Okay, so but still there has to be some monetary gain, which will be uh, a little bit of motivation factor, right? So 10K, if you think that it is high, let me know. If you think it is low, let me know, I can increase it. All right. So but yeah, this is what it is. Take your time, no hurry. You don't have to pay immediately, don't have to pay tomorrow. I will pass on the so as I said, this is something that I'm kind of driving it, not by to any institutes, either extra or anyone. So I will share the details. You can transfer the money, but not immediately. Take time. Let this start, and maybe after 4 or 5 days again, we will talk about that. I will not be talking about money in the class. That is something that I usually don't would like to do that. So I want to do that. So basically, this is the first time I'm talking about the fees and all. Later on, we will absolutely not be talking about this. Whenever you think you can pay. If you can't pay, don't pay. And all, if you want to attend it free of cost, I'm fine with that also. Okay, so it is just to help my students. And because see, Selenium is open source, Java is open source, right? So we are just trying kind of learning which are already being developed by somebody. And I have learned it from someone. I've been using it. It has helped me a lot in my career. So I just want to help you, all of you. Okay, so uh, get the help, excel in your career, get good jobs. That's what I want. On the top of it, 10K is what is the fees? It is again totally flexible, and all depends on whether you can pay or not pay, how many installments, whatever it is, right? So as I said, I'll not be talking about this anymore, right? Maybe one more time after this. That's it. Not after that. Yeah. So you can transfer it, using Paytm or on my mobile, which I've already shared, right? So uh, I will be sharing the details once again later on. So 8904707877. So this is my number. You can feel free to Paytm or Google Pay or UPI, whatever it is. If you need some time, take it. If you can't pay now, it's fine. If you want to pay at the end of core Java or at the end of entire course, that's fine. It's up to you. Okay, so that is what it is. And only one thing that I would like to tell, so you have come to the right place. Believe me, you will become a champion in both core Java and Selenium. Okay, so that is something that I would like to again reassure. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. So any questions, any concerns, anybody, before we stop for today's session? Any questions? One by one, maybe. Deepti, any questions do you have? It looks like she. Okay. Yeah, Deepti. Any questions, concerns?
Yeah. Can you share your? I don't use any Paytm, so Can you just share your bank account info?
Uh,
Uh,
sure, Deepti. I'll do that. I'll do that.
yeah,
I'll do that.
you can
Yes.
WhatsApp it to me. Yeah,
Sure. Thank you.
yeah,
As I said, no hurry. Take your time, attend few sessions, then take the call. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Uh, any other questions, concerns, Vamshi?
No, I'm fine.
Wonderful. All right. Arvind, you have any questions,
No,
concerns?
sir.
Okay. Vijay, anything from your end? All right. Wonderful. So thanks a lot for attending. And as I said, you've come to the right place. Okay. So it's just a matter of time. Maybe 2 months from now, you will be fit to, the industry. You'll be in a position to attend, interviews. Okay. Thanks, guys. And thanks, Deepti. And we shall meet tomorrow 8:30 same time, IST 8:30 Indian Standard Time. And in case if you have any of your friends, colleagues, relatives, juniors, please bring them. Okay, and they also should learn from this. Okay. Again, don't worry about the fees and all. If somebody is not in a position to pay and all, please still refer them. They can come and learn. The focus is to learn and help each other. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And see, 1 hour is what I'm spending, so that doesn't really lot of time. It's just to help you all. Okay, so please learn and make use of this. Okay. Thanks a lot for coming. I'll stop the share. I'll be stopping the session, and I will upload this video in YouTube, even though it's just a YouTube, just an introduction session. Just attend this, go through this again, once again, or if you have any of your friends, feel free to share to them. Please subscribe to my channel, and I would encourage you to share it with others as well. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, and see you tomorrow then. All right. Thanks, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.